Hi, in this video, I'd like to look at how we can use trigonometry to find an unknown angle. As an example, let's say that sine theta is equal to 0,8. What is theta? Let's go back to algebra and look at the example 3x is equal to 18. To solve for x, we need to divide both sides by 3, and we see that x is equal to 18 over 3. We're going to use a similar idea to solve for theta. So if sine theta is equal to 0,8, then theta is equal to 0,8 divided by sine. So we can say 0,8 divided by sine is equal to, but we get an error message. So what do we do now? Well, exponents taught us that if you have a value in the denominator of the fraction, such as 2 over x, you can bring the value to the top of the fraction and give it a negative exponent, such as 2x to the negative 1. And we can do a similar thing here with sine, and we get theta is equal to sine to the negative 1 multiplied by 0,8. Now, this sign over here has different names. It could be sine to the negative 1, inverse sine, or arc sine, and they all mean the same thing. Now let's look at how we can get sine to the negative 1 on our calculator. We know that if you press the sine button, you get sine up here. But how do we get inverse sine? The top left button on your calculator will say shift or second function. So if we press shift and then sine, we get sine to the negative 1. Now we can find our value of theta. So we can say multiplied by 0,8, close the bracket, is equal to 53,13 degrees. And this is our value for theta. And we find theta for cos and tan ratios in exactly the same way. So let's look at some examples. Cos theta is equal to 0,213. Let's get theta by itself by dividing both sides by cos. On the left, we now have theta is equal to 0,213 divided by cos. Let's move cos into the numerator of the fraction, and we get theta is equal to cos to the negative 1 multiplied by 0,213. Now we take our calculator and we say shift cos 0,213, close the bracket, is equal to 77,70 degrees, and that is our value for theta. Let's look at another one. Tan theta is equal to 1,7. Let's divide both sides by tan, and we get theta is equal to 1,7 over tan. Let's move tan into the top of the fraction, and we get theta is equal to tan to the negative 1 multiplied by 1,7. Now we can open our calculator. We say shift tan multiplied by 1,7, close the bracket, is equal to 59,534, round off to 2 decimal places, and this is our value for theta. Now, in our past few examples, we have said theta is equal to a value over our ratio, be it tan, sine, or cos. And this is simply for explanation purposes. You do not have to do this when answering questions. You can simply jump from tan theta up here to tan to the negative 1 down here, as long as you remember that when you are moving a trigonometric ratio from one side of the equal sign to the other, you change the ratio to the inverse. So tan becomes tan to the negative 1. And this applies for sine and cos as well. It is important to remember this especially when the value you are working with is a fraction. So as an example, let's look at sine theta is equal to 2 over 3. Let's get theta by itself. So we say theta is equal to, we're moving sine to the other side of the equal sign, and we get sine to the -1 multiplied by 2 over 3. Let's get our calculator. Now we can say shift sine. In our bracket, we say 2 divided by 3. Close our bracket is equal to 41,81 degrees, which is our value for theta. Let's do another one. Cos theta is equal to 4 over 7. Let's get theta by itself by moving cos across. So we say theta is equal to cos the -1 multiplied by 4 over 7. Now we can open our calculator and we say shift cos multiplied by 4 divided by 7, close the bracket, is equal to 55,15 degrees, and this is our value for theta. Let's look at another example. Tan theta is equal to cos 21 degrees. Now, in our previous video, we looked at how we find the values for different trigonometric equations. As an example, we said cos 21 is equal to 0,9335 and so on. Now, this value has got a lot of digits after the decimal place. It's a lot to write down. Also, at this stage, we cannot round off. So what do? The best thing to do from here is to move our tan ratio across. And we're going to say theta is equal to tan to the -1. And now we multiply this by cos 21 degrees. So open our calculator. We can say shift tan. And inside the bracket, we say cos 21. Don't forget to close both of your brackets. We get an answer of 43,032 degrees, round off to 2 decimal places, and this is our value for theta. Let's do one more. Tan theta is equal to sine 21 degrees over cos 21 degrees. Let's start by moving tan across, and we get theta is equal to tan to the -1 multiplied by the bracket sine 21 over cos 21. Now, because we have a lot of information here, let's do this in steps. Let's say sine 21 degrees, close the bracket, divided by cos 21 degrees, close that bracket, is equal to 0,383. Now we can say shift tan multiplied by the answer we just got, close the bracket, is equal to 21. This is our value for theta.